you here. This time, I'm presenting to you the Fundi Finance. Welcome to the whole team. Would you guys like to introduce yourself, the roles that you do, and then we can focus on the project?
Sure. Kaha, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so Kaha Tatalishvili, co-founder of Fundi Finance. Just basically helping out launching the project, getting it on board. We've been dealing with lots of obviously legal stuff, corporation of the company, launching the tokens. Yeah, lots going on. Very, very busy time.
Awesome. We like to hear that, definitely.
So, yeah, my name's Des, and I'm the co-founder as well. We're all co-founders. We're very heavy experience-wise in real estate, and that's our natural background. With Kaha as a project manager as well. I'm a stonemason by trade, and hence why we have gone upon the path to fractionalise real estate ownership and make a financial system for it. I started crypto in 2009, not long after reading the Bitcoin white paper, and I was inquisitive enough to start mining Bitcoin back then. So a bit later on in the year, not straight away. But,
yeah, I was sorry for interrupting, but I just saw the amazing new miner S19 Hydro Pro 189 or 98 terahash per second. Technology has come a long way, but I guess that's a conversation for a completely different call. Amazing to hear that it's been so long and you've got so much experience within the space. Definitely good backing for the project.
Yes, and pretty much 2016 I've been I started taking an interest, early XRP investor, because of global remittance. Obviously it didn't quite go to plan. Now they're under investigation with the SEC. I'm more in favor with XLM, but so yeah, I've done a bit of work before we started this for community managers on YFII, DFI money, helped out at new protocols, State Cube Exchange, etc. And here we are now. Interesting DAO system with a security token.
Awesome. And do we have Stephen on the call as well? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Hi, Sarah. So I'm Steve Machin, obviously co-founder again with the lads. My background is a plumber by trade. In the last 2 years, I recently moved into investing space as a whole, of course, including cryptocurrency, and have managed to obviously find these gentlemen and become part of an amazing project for Fundi Finance, which is a great idea, innovative, and we're really looking forward to push and be successful. My role is sort of the community side of the project, trying to get the community involved and really push that side of the ecosystem.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Can we just find out a little bit more about Fundi Finance itself and why did you choose to start the project? Whoever wants to take that question, feel free.
I think we chose the project because we're completely crazy, to be honest. It's huge. It's a mammoth task, and it will be the first DAO with a security DAO at the top. Which basically means the legal issues that DAO tokens have been under scrutiny or investigation from lately, with the fact that they pay dividend rewards, etc. We will be able to do that legally because it will be a security token and we can pay dividend returns from that. And then obviously the real estate, and we were very much interested in the real estate side, and we wanted to do a real estate launch pad and to tokenize projects up because it's very efficient for funding and stuff. So the funding level projects can fractionize an entire idea, and they can sell shares of that project development early to raise funding. And then they don't need to use expensive banks or the fiat system that we have today. And they're integrated already onto the blockchain. So, things just get scalable, secure, it's decentralized. It's a much better system. The DAO
And
is more.
also,
Go, carry on.
sorry, yeah, and also in day-to-day living, and our experience is based in real estate and project management of the construction sites and delivering huge schemes. So, it naturally made sense that we already got strength in uh, in construction and real estate knowledge. So, let's take a step further. Let's take it to crypto market. Take it to, like Des said, um, get it regularized, get it offer normal people, everyday people, chance in investment, in
Mm-hmm.
an opportunity that quite a lot of people don't have. Um, so yeah, that's where the idea came from, and that's what we uh, striving to succeed with, really.
No, absolutely. No, I completely understand. I think it's a genius idea because there are so many young people who are trying to get on the property ladder, for example, but with the property prices raising so crazy, especially due to the pandemic, it's pretty much impossible for first time buyers to become a house owner, Same thing with crypto. I know you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin, it would be nice for everyone, but it's such an unachievable goal for so many people already. So projects like Fundi Finance are definitely needed in the space. And it's great to hear, guys. I personally am a civil engineer, well, was a civil engineer. So I know the construction industry, unfortunately, very well, and I know all the ins and outs of it and the fun times of it. So yeah, it's amazing to speak to the fellow industry guys as well. But speaking of the DAO function that you guys have, you have two tokens, and if you could explain a bit why that's important and what do those two different tokens actually do?
Well, basically, what they do is govern the whole project. So
Mm-hmm.
we're already sort of like a caretaker role at the moment, because voting is live, our governance staff is live. So the early FF, our first governance token, which is non-security, it doesn't pay dividends, and people can't vote using FF regarding regarding securities, so it can have no part in any centralized or security action.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally for decentralized digital to digital management. So say the community want a particular pair added for an LP pool, uh,
Mm-hmm.
then it votes over that because it's allowed to legally in the terms. Um, so also on that note, the two main reasons we've got to is to separate uh, those two areas and to keep to the right side of regulation. So anything that is deemed a security action, a real estate venture, fractionalization, stuff like that, that will need to be governed by a security DAO token.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and the decentralized side, obviously, we like decentralization. People don't want to do KYC as well. And you don't have to KYC for every digital transaction at the moment in the world. So we're a strong believer in having both, and keeping those options for people. They don't need to make a choice of one or the other, or they can just play in both worlds.
Yeah, and then obviously that's FF, isn't it? Mostly, but we also got CRA. Um, and CRA is going to be really like our digital currency for use of, you can use it as to buy assets or do it, you can exchange it as a currency. Um, you can do, it can be a transferable asset as well. Um, you can bridge fiat currency for use of investment. It can be a loanable asset as well, so a loanable currency. So yes, it's got everything's got its own intended use, really. Um, and it's for it to make our Fundi finance ecosystem work. So yeah, so we have got lots of plans as well, how to integrate everything and complete the whole ecosystem and actually make it really big. But we will need another meeting for that one. I think there's lots of things planned ahead, but
Yes,
yeah.
so with two DAO tokens, basically, FF is a decentralized DAO token and will control digital to digital governance. And FFST is Fundo Finance Security Token, and that will pay dividends and fees from any security actions that we might do. So if we fractionalize a real estate and then offer, we make fees from that process. We pay fees back to FFST holders for dividend rewards. Now, FF is allowed to join the staking pool, where we can pay, we can top the pool up with fees from things like a DEX, from transfer, or from deposits to LP pools. There's a tax system built in, so all of this goes into Tax Wallet One for FF, which is totally digital asset based. No, there's no income from any security action in there. That goes to FF holders, passive income. And then it's the same principle for FFST, but it's regarding securities, so real estate, gold, whatever, those actions.
Awesome. Thank you so much for explaining that. I think it's rather clear that there are two different aspects to the Fundo finance and the tokens that we have. 2021 was a year that brought to us a lot of attention to different things that people were not essentially aware of. And NFTs have definitely boomed last year. I'm expecting 2022 to be the same for them. But you guys are also into NFTs as well. And could you tell us more how they connect the project with the audience?
Well, first of all, our ideas of NFTs, apart from the interest at first, I've done a few drawings, made my first NFT over a year ago, played around,
Nice.
understood the contracts. And then, so our first ideas for NFTs are totally radically nothing that people approach for. So we want to use it for the legal documentation side of say a transaction between a buyer and a seller of a house. If that was to go to digital, then there needs to be things like deeds and stuff needs to be transferable. So our idea is to put these things to NFT. That's one of them. Another idea was a passport. So we're going to need KYC in our system for Fundo Finance security tokens and that side of things. So we have already started designing a KYC passport system where a user will KYC once and those details will be verified by third party, and then that will come back as a minted NFT that they can reuse. So no more hunting for your passport. It's done. You have an NFT passport. And then we started a game, really. It's turned into a game now. I'll let Steve talk a bit more about that. But it was a community project. And we made our own NFTs. We designed it with the community. In fact, the artist that we now hire came from the community. So he's amazing. And then we got an interest from a board game maker, Free Sea Board Games, who bought a game out called Multiverse War just before COVID. It was due to launch, and then after COVID, everything had changed. They're into crypto themselves. They've seen the NFT gaming, and they were like, "Why don't we just make a game?" And then somehow we all met. So we have a sister company as well, which I don't really want to say too much about it until it's launched live.
I understand.
But Steve, you did a big part with the community and building the anticipation for the NFT gaming and stuff. Do you want to go into a bit of it?
You're on mute, Steve.
Or he's making a cup of tea.
We'll edit it out, don't worry. Guys,
My
I think
mic is
my
gone.
mic is
Oh, right. He's got a laptop like mine. It turns the mic off.
I'm using my phone.
Oh,
so-
Mike's gone.
So yeah, basically we have partnered. That is public news and being announced, so I can talk about that.
Mhm.
There is a pitch deck which I can share. I will forward to you later, and it will be public in a couple of weeks. So I'll email it to you, and then we'll go from there. Anything you want to say about NFTs, Gaffer?
No, just really, yeah. So we've got, as I say, there's a whole story behind it. We've got
Mhm.
the apes, and yeah, we've got some battling apes. So everything's got its own news, and we've got different kings. You know that. So we've got four
What, 8
kings.
kings?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So and they look incredible, by the way. So it's integrating basically apes with the game, and also like Des said, you know, it's really important because when we do the first project, obviously people are going to be buying real assets, and real assets, obviously, you know, this is where the FFST comes in, the other token, and the KYC. So all of this is going to be linked together. So your NFT will be a smart contract linked to your you know, asset in real life, you know. So it's really important to understand that. And you know, people think, all right, well, I'm going to be buying this NFT, what do I get? Well, most cases you buy this NFT, and yeah, it's not really worth a lot. Really, people make it up that it's worth something, but in real terms it doesn't worth anything. You just got this code, right? So we're taking a step further, you know, that you be getting an NFT that actually represents a real asset in real life, you know. So you know, we
So
understand.
doesn't it lose a little bit the non-fungibility in that way? It becomes an actual fungible token in a way. Then?
Exactly, yeah, it becomes actually exactly
It's
that, you know.
It's the legal representation, though, the paper side. So, like, there was a recent project that did this with a golf course. So, $10 million they raised in a few hours, and they sold non-fractional token shares of a golf course.
Yeah.
So, and then there you can have a physical, so you can represent something with a physical token as well, and the NFT is like the virtual deed. So if you were to do a house, for example, there's a couple of projects out there that are doing houses already. They say it's going to cost X amount, and they create a security token, pardon me, an LLC business, and then they divide the tokens up to represent shares of that real estate, and then they can create a DAO system around it, and jobs, you know, if they decide to keep it for rental and rental income, then people will need to maintain the thing. So that, yeah, with the NFTs, it's like we have like real utility ideas with them, and then somehow we got this game going as well. You know, it was a bit of fun. It's evolved into much more. So it's aping humans, two worlds, they meet via a portal. It's quite interesting. Oh, yeah, it's going to be good, and it's going to be interesting to see some real life finance products coming through NFTs. I think is the next step. Legal documents, deeds, fractional shares. That's probably where we're going now.
I actually didn't think of it in that way. I really like the idea of the legal aspects going to NFTs because it just makes it so it literally makes it decentralized and you can't duplicate it or fake anything. So
it's very unique. It's a one-off one. So when it comes to like ID, it can never be copied. It's very purpose for ID verifications, and very likely to be accepted because most governments are starting to understand the technology now. 2 years ago, they were just like, it's a scam, everything's a scam. But we're not buying it, by the way, no.
Like a tender surprise. No, I get you.
There's all this stuff coming out, and then if when they finally see that so an NFT is unique, it's decentralized, it's encrypted, it's one of one, it cannot be replicated, it's not divisible, you know, they're going to look at the uses for it.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. That sounds really exciting, and that's planning and coming with you guys. So, what else have we got planned for the future for Fundi Finance, Q1, Q2, end of 22, and the next 5 to 10 years? Who wants to take that one?
Go on, Kat.
Right. Okay. So I think obviously next immediate future.
Yes.
So we've got CRA, the second DAO token that is going to be launching. We've got obviously the concentration of getting everything legalized, completed. You know, we've
Yes.
got just final bits with LLC that we're doing. So that should be formed very quickly or in near future. We've got things coming up which are further developments, for instance, for FFST, and actually finding getting all of that ready and getting that to the public. We've got, and you know, also we need to start planning our first couple of projects that we've already got great ideas about what we're going to do and how we're going to make this into a reality, right? So, and then of course we've got things from our legal side happening in background, which is basically getting the licenses in place, getting, you know, applying all to make sure that we comply with all the regulations. So that's a real push, and you know, the target for us for next sort of 6 to 12 months. Now beyond that is actually to create an ecosystem that runs on its own in some respects, and actually provide the opportunity for everyone to be able to have multiple LLCs under Fundi Finance with multiple projects, you know, whether it's a golf course, whether it's renewable energy, whether it's housing, real estate. And you should be able to sort of drop down from Fundi Finance and go, I'm going to invest, you know, $1,000 in this. I'm going to get my NFTs. I can cash those NFTs. They represent a real asset in real world. And actually, then in some respects, what we want to create an ideal situation would be that, say, if we've done a hotel and investors put the money in and we develop that hotel, investors get the choice whether they want to stay in and have this as an investment for the rest of their lives. So they have dividends coming in every year, every month, whatever, or they can sell it, you know, and if the community votes. So when we do the project, there will be always two options: either to sell it, so there'll be a resale value and you can still make profit on the resale, or we can keep it forever and you can just keep earning the money. So that's our target, you know, going forward, that in 10, 20 years time, hopefully there will be 200 LLCs with all across the world, with people owning shares and, you know, providing better future for everyone, you know. So that's our target, really.
Yeah, so like I said, we've got CRA IDO coming up. So there is a proposal in for Nose community as well. On there'd be a whitelist. So I'm talking to SEO members, and hopefully with your help, I'll be able to put that out. I did send you so there is a white list. We're thinking of sending possibly 50 spots to each community. within the nose chain that would like to take part before the IDO, and you know they're quite exclusive, and they're a good rate really, as you expect from a private sale. They're cheaper than the IDO. The IDO will be on NinjaSwap first, so we've already been on NinjaSwap before. We work quite closely with NinjaSwap, another SEO member. So things are good. We had a good experience there last time, and we're back again. So
you raised the fund successfully before, and you're going to repeat it once again, right?
Yep. And then we're going to do one on Dodo exchange as well a few weeks later, and they're both going to go live at the same time. Obviously, we've already got our peg in NRC, so we're already on Nose, and we've talked to Nose straight away and asked that we want to go on to Nose Swap as soon as it's available. So that's in the pipeline. We'd likely do an IDO raise for specifically for liquidity for Nose Swap as well. So it's a good liquidity launch. Obviously, none of this is promised yet, so we don't know when NoSwap will launch yet. There's no date, but we are in talks. After this year, we wanted to get to Wax blockchain as well, mainly because we probably the game Moonverse.games we've discussed on opening that up on Wax chain. So we'll likely be Wax chain by the end of the year, and Nose and BSC. We do want to build a DApp, which is specifically aimed for Nose as well. So CRA is an exchange token, and one of the advantages and uses of that is a loanable asset. So we would like to take our loan, so digital loans, digital backed loans, and build a DApp on that system for the Nose chain. And probably every chain we go, we will have that for CRA. End of the year, we want to have at least done our first venture, and we've talked about actually building one. The first one, we're just going to build it all ourselves as well, manage it. This is just a normal day thing. We've actually worked up to $50 million projects, all of us. So like 200 house developments, major roads in the UK.
I mean, I work on HS2, so that's fine. Not that.
Yeah. So that would be by the end of the year. It'd be good to get that done. We really hope that.
HS2.
Yeah, that's a call for like 2 weeks time, right? Or like in 10 years time.
No wonder you want to get out. That's a disaster zone, that place.
Christ's sake. Anyway, back to blockchain. Yeah, so ventures with all these real estate, roads, and capabilities that will allow people to get invested. That sounds amazing, guys. This is such a shame that Steve's having such an issue, because I'd love to hear his perspective and also what he thinks there is, because I'm sure you might have forgotten something, because it sounds like you've got more in the pipelines than you actually can get your hands on, which is really impressive. And I had a look on your website. There is so many team members as well with incredible experience. So it's definitely worth reviewing. I'll pop all the links that you want me to share into the description of the video below as well, if anyone is interested to find out further, which I'm sure they will be. So if there's anything else you'd like to add, it's your moment to shine, guys.
I'll just share a one of our NFTs for you to have a quick look.
Awesome. Oh, that is cool. Okay, that is really cool, actually. So I'm actually might find to zoom in. Apologies, if you can see my face. That is really cool. The Ape King of the West.
Yeah. So that's as I say, little sneak peek to some of the stuff that we've got going on. But
is he showing a middle finger, or is he just holding his face? Couldn't see that.
Sorry?
Was he showing a middle finger or was he just holding his face?
No, he's holding his face.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see. Oh yeah, because he's a king and the crown is heavy, so he needs to hold it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
So he's the go king of the West. He's there's a story behind him, but yeah, he's very modern and likes to plot his Binance charts and.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he come up with the story. To be honest, the stories are rocking, isn't they? He did do well with the community as well.
Mm.
Um, that'd be good. But yeah, there's loads. So the game will have we're creating 150 NFTs for the first drop, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which is 8 kings, uh, something like 2 units. Each unit has 4 types of units. So if there's a spear unit, there's 4 spearmen.
Okay.
Um, and it just yes, 150 NFTs to go through. The artist is there's 2 artists, but yeah, they're a bit under the pressure at the moment.
Awesome. No, I love that. I love it. It looks really cool. It looks really cool. There's so many apes around, but definitely not seen a king ape of West as well. A
Oh, that's-
modernized who likes to draw lines on the BSC charts. Did I get that right? Yeah. That's the story behind it.
There we go. There's another one.
I really like that one.
some of the art that we're doing at the moment haven't been to NFTs. They're really good as well. So maybe show one of them, Kaha, like the non NFTs, but the recent art that they're going to be cards as well.
Mm.
The Spearman.
Oh, the spearman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me just dig it up.
these are just the artist is just phenomenal. It's about 20 hours per card, like, and then
Wow.
and then
You
it'll
know,
And
go.
like
and and
like
like Des said, you know, we found him. Well, he was part of our community, wasn't he? He
Yeah, he
just
was one of our first investors.
yeah.
Bought in the first pirate sale.
that's so cool.
Um,
That's awesome.
did you share it? Did you? I hadn't seen
I
it.
I've
really
just
like the splash of the other one. It reminds me of an artist on Instagram that I saw. He's more of a photographer rather than NFT creator, but he does the splashes like this, and it reminds me of him. It's really cool.
So they go over to our graphic dev then, and he does all the shine and the video effects and moving the eyes, and so it's a good combination between the two of them.
Mm.
I think he's struggling to find it, isn't he?
no, I've got it. It's just it doesn't
Technology.
like it's not. It's the its Skype is just not very user friendly. I'm just trying to.
Christ, someone spends too much time on Teams. Clearly, I forgot that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's sorry. Apologies.
Okay.
You
No,
you
I
got me.
understand technology gets into trouble with people. I understand. You
Soon
know,
we'll be doing
if
it in the
been with
metaverse.
blockchain and everything, we wouldn't struggle with that. But clearly, I'm wrong. Sorry for that, guys.
We'll be doing it in the metaverse soon. Anyway,
Yeah.
there'll be meta teams. Wait for it, it's coming. And
Sorry.
Facebook Meta Messenger.
Oh, please. One thing at a time.
Well, it's medieval themed, yeah. And then we've mashed it up a bit. So we've tried to keep it very, what would be the word, politically correct. So we've got like 4 corners of the world, and we've tried to theme it on different warriors. So the armor might be Eastern on one of them. One of them might be tribal. Another one's very European armor, etc. So we
Yeah.
tried to mash it all up, and
And in between now you got them with plasma weapons.
yeah. So they've got some like plasma skills, but instead of making a plasma rifle, they haven't got that far yet. They're still in. They decided to make a plasma sword. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing those. It was definitely one of the funnest interviews I've done for a very long time now. I'm going to pop all the links, all the whitelist information the project NFTs releases. Thank you so much for finding the time. We managed to get through each other with the technology and everything. So I really wish you all the best. We're gonna do a follow up in like 2-3 months time, see how your idea went, what developments you managed to accomplish, how the token listings going and everything. But yeah, thank you so much for finding the time. It was an absolute pleasure having to spoken to you. Yeah, thank you all so much. Have a great
Yeah,
day.
thank
you
you.
very much. Thank you for being a lovely host. Thank you.
Yeah,
No
thanks,
worries.
Sarah.
Thank you.